Lately, you've been talking about visibility, but why does visibility actually matter? Why is it important?
I'll start by saying the word visibility is an interesting one because it sounds like a thing, but you can't actually put it in a wheelbarrow. So it's not a thing. So I find it useful to break it down to questions like number one, who do you want to be visible to? And who do you want to make themselves visible to you and for what purpose? And as I see it, if you've got something you want to share with people, you got to have someone to share it with. So that's got to be at least one person that you want to be visible to. So I'm not saying everyone should build a social media platform or everyone should have a podcast or a TV show or this or that or the other. It's just that if you've got something to share with others, if you've got gifts, and the whole idea of gifts, it's funny. I was talking with my beloved Emma McDevitt, and she shared a really powerful distinction because people often think of their gifts, whether that's gifts of insight or, an ability to coach or an ability to really connect with people, whatever it might be. People often think of gifts as the gifts they've been given. But she talks in terms of gifts for you to give to others. And so there are other people, like I guarantee if you've realized something or discovered something that's made a difference to you, there are other people who can benefit from it. Now, that doesn't mean you should be sharing it with them, but if you feel that desire in your heart to share what's made a difference to you with other people, then at least one person needs to be able to see you and hear you in order for you to do that. And so, visibility at whatever scale makes sense to you is the way that you share your gifts, but it's also how you craft your message. It's how you learn to share what makes sense to you in a way that fits with who you are and what you're here to do. It's about finding your unique expression. I speak to so many people who are trying to figure out their unique expression, figure out their message, figure out what to do. But in my experience, this is one of the things that can only happen through action.
What's actually at stake if someone with something genuine to offer stays invisible?
Yeah, I'm reminded of a Martha Graham quote. Martha Graham was a choreographer, and in a correspondence with someone, she said something along the lines of, inside of you is a quickening, a spirit, a message. It is your gift to give to the world, and it's not your job to judge how good it is, how it compares to others, that sort of thing. It's your job to express it, to put it into action, to bring it into the world. And if you don't do it, it will never come again through any other channel because it's yours. It's yours to bring to the world. And that's what I see. I see a lot of people who have been genuinely touched either by the principles or some other insight that they've had into what's possible and a genuine desire to make a difference to others in some way. But they're trying to find like the right way to do it without taking action or trying to figure it out. And what I see is in this world, one of the gifts we have at the moment is it's never been easier for someone to find an audience with sharing something that they're interested in. I see so many people who are just sharing something that they're passionate about and they find an audience through that. Not because they've shot it perfectly or they've used the right camera angles or that sort of thing, but because people can feel the authenticity and sincerity of their message. So, one of my mentors once said to me, he said, somewhere in there, in you, is a being greater than you can imagine seeking expression in this world. And it seems to me, that what I see again and again and again is people have that desire to express, but it's almost like they're waiting for permission to start or waiting to be told it'll work okay and or that it's going to be great or that it's going to be right or that they won't be judged. But here's the thing, there are no guarantees in that. What the only thing I can guarantee is that if you take action, you will learn something. You will discover something. I've been building my own businesses and sharing a message and that sort of thing for like, I don't know, 28 years now. And most of it has just been discovering by taking action and falling over and making mistakes and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. There was no plan, there was no template, there was no here's how you do it. One of my favorite quotes is by E.L. Doctorow, the author. He said, writing is like driving at night in fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole journey that way. Well, it doesn't just count for writing, it counts for business, it counts for coaching, it counts for giving your gifts, it counts for visibility. It's like driving at night in fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole journey that way. It really is as simple as this. Either you take the next step or your gifts are going to die inside you. If you take the next step, then you're going to learn something, you're going to discover something, you're going to figure it out. Because here's the other thing. We think that people are great planners, great strategists, great make a plan and follow it and it all works out. But it turns out people are much better at tinkering, trying stuff, figuring out, tweaking, finding out what works. I've been doing this TikTok experiment, which I never thought I would ever do. I've been doing it for like 4 weeks now. I've learned more in the last 4 weeks than I have in ages about this particular thing. But I've learned it by tinkering, by figuring things out, by trying things out, or by Andrea telling me. It's like th- there are things you will learn by taking action that you're never going to figure out in the privacy of your own head. And the only thing that stops people taking action is they're afraid. But you don't need to be afraid because inside you is a source of clarity, resilience, and well being that can handle whatever comes your way. So take the next step and you'll be amazed at what happens.
Thanks for your attention. I look forward to seeing you soon.